Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out Internet Computer's price chart and see what is happening in the short term, specifically with the beautiful bounce back that we just got. But before we get into all that good stuff, we are going to at first dive into something that might sound like just another Web3 event. But trust me, I think this may not necessarily be that. You see, this one, in my view, is actually different, and it's the first time that Fetch.ai and ICP have teamed up to run a full stack hackathon focused on autonomous AI agents. And yep, that in my view is quite a significant deal. So what is happening? You see, what really matters overall is this in here. In this event, developers were challenged to build AI agents using Fetch.ai's UAgent framework and deploy them directly on ICP's blockchain. No cloud servers, no middleman, just pure on-chain logic. And that is like, for example, taking your smart assistant and letting it live entirely inside a decentralized network. Now, you might ask, well, okay, why should we overall care? Because this is a real-world test of something Web3 has been talking about for years and years and years. It is about composability, and in this case, you got Fetch.ai's agentic tech stack on one side and ICP's canister smart contracts on the other, and they are not just coexisting. No, they are actually working together in here. That is the kind of modular architecture Web3 needs if it ever wants to move past isolated silos and become a true, I don't know, what is it that they say? Network for networks. And by the way, I actually forgot to tell you this. You see, in this event, some big developers showed up because I think they had a price pool of about $300,000. So yeah, this was, in my view, kind of a big deal, but not just because of the prize money. No, because this is a legit shot at building something career defining. So this event wasn't just about coding. No, it was also about proving that autonomous agents can run fully on-chain and that ICP's infrastructure can handle all that. And that, in my view, is a huge step forward for decentralized artificial intelligence. Now, let's talk about what is really going on in here behind the scenes, because sure, the announcement and all of that was absolutely brilliant and fantastic, no problem there. But in my view, the hidden signals are actually way more interesting. So first things first, you see, Fetch.ai didn't just randomly pick ICP. No, they could have gone literally either way. And for example, they could have gone with a big name cloud provider, like for example, AWS, or maybe one of the usual EVM chains. Instead, they chose ICP. And that, in my view, is a quiet, but at the same time, a strong endorsement of ICP's decentralized compute model. No servers, no AWS, just code running directly on chain. And that's not just rare, it's actually borderline futuristic, because I promise you, no other blockchain is able to handle heavy apps like ICP. Okay, it's very important to understand that. Then there is the language that they are using here. They said agents can think, act, and evolve independently. And that's not just marketing flop, that's actually a hint at potentially, in my view, something bigger. Like for example, maybe we are going to have self-governing DAOs, maybe autonomous protocols, and even emergent AI behaviors that do not really need human babysitting. And guess where all that is supposed to live? Well, I'm thinking about ICP. And by the way, let's not actually ignore the branding move in here. Tying this into World Computer Hacker League isn't just for hype. No, it's actually, in my opinion, a very smart and strategic play to position ICP as the compute layer for Web3. Not just another chain, not just another smart contract platform, but the backbone of decentralized intelligence. Now, looking ahead, I think this collab might actually set the stage up for more cross-chain actions. And as AI agents start popping up across many ecosystems, I believe ICP's ability to host them fully on-chain without offloading to a centralized infrastructure gives it a very serious edge. This is not about being early, it's also about being ready as well. So what's the takeaway in here? You see, in my view, this event proves that decentralized AI isn't just theoretical anymore, it's happening, and ICP is right at the center of it, especially with the recent launch of Caffeine AI. And I fully understand, right now we still have the demo version, but it is going to go live soon. If you want to know what is going on in terms of schedules, you can watch my previous videos. Basically, caffeine, I think like by the next 45 days is going to be fully accessible to the public, which is awesome. And do you honestly believe that with all the great fundamentals that we are having in ICP, we are not going to have a bull run? I mean, sure, if you believe that, for example, we are not going to have an altcoin season at all, and maybe Bitcoin at the moment is in its bear market, and from here, the only way is down, okay, you know what, fair enough. I respect your opinion. I'm not going to necessarily agree with it, but I can respect your opinion. You should probably get your money out of the market as quick as possible. But from my POV, I think we might be still a bit early. And sure, maybe you're not as early as someone that bought ICP somewhere around the $3 region, but the price, let's be honest, is not, at least at the moment, that far away from those levels. So overall, I'm thinking we are looking great in terms of fundamentals, in terms of technicals. In the long term, we are looking fantastic. But you know what is going on in the short term can be, in my view, up for debate. So with that said, let's flip over to the chart and see if the price action is catching up with the fundamentals, or maybe if the market is still sort of kind of sleeping on this one. Okay, here we are. Let's go on some lower time frames. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about ICP, we were right around this area, and the idea was that we are usually not that lucky. So odds are this is going to be this bounce back, a correction structure, suggesting after it's over, we may see, unfortunately, another move down in order to take the lows in ICP once more. And then what we want to see is a very, very strong bounce in form of what? Yes, you guessed that right, a 5-wave impulsive structure. Now, as you can see, all of what we said pretty much played out. But before we talk about what is going on in this specific bounce back, starting from the recent lowest low, let's go around here. You see, whenever you are having a sustainable downtrend for a decent period of time, that actually leads a lot of people to open some short positions in the middle of the downtrend in hope to make some good money. But here is the problem. There is going to be a point in this downtrend when, number one, you are going to see some amount of money, again, pay attention to the board, some amount of money getting into the project, in this specific example, ICP, and that will push the price up. Now, here's a very important point. It's not actually going to be all the source. No. At the same time, a lot of those people who took short positions in here, they actually put their stop losses around, let's say, here, here, and here. And a very small move up is going to cause a cascading effect, which we call it a short squeeze. And as a result of those people getting their stop loss hit, you are going to see, instead of like a very small move on the upside as a result of some money getting into ICP, instead a rather sharp and strong move on the upside. Now, here's a very top tip for you. Whenever you are having a short squeeze move up, that's actually not sustainable, indicating after this is over, instead of, for example, having a consolidation pattern followed by a continuation of the uptrend, you're going to see a very strong move down in order to sweep all the lows. And in ICP, if I just go on the live chart, okay, you see, there is an argument to be made for this move on the upside, this specific bounce starting from the lows down here about $4.9 to be caused as a result of a short squeeze. The question is, how much of this move is caused by short squeeze and how much of this move is caused as a result of money actually buying ICP? Well, here is the answer. Unfortunately, we cannot really say anything for sure what is going on in here because we really do not have any data about that specific subject, and also there is no certainty in any market at any given moment. We are only talking about the possibilities, and that is where Elliott waves can come potentially in clutch. You see, if you remember earlier, we said that if you want to be bullish on any chart, you need to be able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside off of its recent lowest low. Now, here's a key point. Pay full attention because we are actually going to use this in our analysis. After a 5 up, if we are looking bullish and this is truly our final low, then okay, what you want to see is a correction structure, a very slow and choppy move on the downside, because at that point on a higher degree, you're gonna have essentially 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and then you can say, well, okay, based on what we are seeing, makes sense to argue that this move is going to continue in quite a strong manner into wave 3 and 4 and 5. Now, let's go on the live chart and practice what we have learned in here. Maybe it's best to go on like 5-minute time frame. By the way, in my own times, I rarely honestly go on such lower time frames, but this is for the sake of educational purposes, so I'm thinking it's fine. Okay, what do we have here? I believe this is 1, this is 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 3. Actually, probably to about this point. Correction for 4, probably, yes, a triangle structure to around here, and yet another impulse on the upside into wave 5. So the fact that we are having 5 wave off of the lowest low, a very strong move on the upside, is definitely an optimistic sign, but for the reasons that we just said earlier, it's not actually enough. We need to see in this structure a correction, and right now I think I should probably consider the possibility of having an ABC zigzag, which the subwaves for us are going to be like this: 5 down into A, correction for wave B, let's say in this case an ABC, it's not really that important, and yet another 5 wave on the downside into wave C. Let's go on the live chart. Okay, so I think we can all agree that this is quite a strong move down, and in terms of the subwaves, do not get it twisted, you are absolutely able to identify a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the downside. Let's say actually the end of our wave 3 is in here, correction for 4, another move into wave 5, followed by that. This is a very slow move up, and as you can see, yes, in this specific phase, by like a very small margin, we absolutely took the highs. So I'm inclined to say most likely this was a WXY in form of a flat and a zigzag. And what is happening right now, in my view, we are most likely having 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a larger degree wave 3, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5, generally something like this, suggesting what? This move in the next, let's say 48 hours, even if you want to go according to the most optimistic scenario, is going to continue a bit in order to complete the subwaves for a beautiful ABC zigzag. Do we have some more reasons to believe this move is going to continue? In my view, yes. You see, when this move up happened, it was way too fast, and as a result of it, in 30-minute time frame and also H1, we did create a very important gap down here. I think it was about like the $5.1 area, and here is a very important point for you. I believe gaps 95+% of the time are going to get filled, and when I put that next to the structures in here indicating this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and most likely our move down is not over, okay, from my POV at least, makes sense to say, you know what, a very likely target for this move is at least going to be reaching to about this region and filling this gap. And then what really happens is the key. What you want to see in ICP starting from here is a very strong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to especially take this important high. Why is this high so important? Because if we do go up in a strong manner and take the highs, at that point, how exactly are you able to find a 5 wave in this whole phase in order for you to be able to say, you know what, maybe this is the beginning of a new move down, and this was most likely caused by a shorter squeeze? I think finding a 5 wave in here at that point is going to be very much challenging, to a degree that is not really going to be our primary case, indicating, you know what, maybe, and hopefully actually, this is 1, this is 2, and the next move is going to be a massive one up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. On the other hand though, what you do not want to see in ICP is actually a very slow move on the upside in form of a correction structure and then another move down. If we see this slow move up in this phase, I'm going to be at that point unfortunately a bit bearish and call for some more downward price action, because that's going to suggest, you know what, instead of having an ABC, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning what? Well, probably the final bottom is not in yet. So in Internet Computer, in the short term, we should continue this move a little bit more, but then all eyes on the next move, because that is going to determine whether we possibly have hit our final low or not. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ICP. Anyway, If you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.